From a woman mauled to death by her pet tiger to a man torn apart and eaten by lizards and spiders. Join us as we take a peep at 10 pets that have killed their owners.
In 2006, a 52-year-old woman was mauled to death by a 500-pound Bengal tiger in Pine County, Minnesota. Authorities were called to the property after Cynthia Lee Gamble's body was discovered by a man who arrived at the property to perform a controlled burn. Gamble was a writer and editor of wildlife documentaries and had previously trained animals for films such as Vertical Limit, released in 2000. A veterinarian had to destroy the very agitated animal at the scene before authorities could gain access to Gamble's remains. In 2004, Al Abel was bitten and killed by his pet lion Simba on his Illinois farm he ran with his wife. The 52-year-old man was attacked while cleaning the large cat's enclosure after failing to secure the animal inside its holding pen. It was the first time Abel had attempted to clean the enclosure without the help of his wife Kathy, who was running errands at the time. Abel was not officially qualified to care for the animal as Kathy was the only one who held a license to keep big cats. Official reports concluded that Abel was in poor health and was suffering from forgetfulness prior to the incident. When the police arrived on the scene, they found the lion pacing aggressively and were unable to reach the suspected location of Mr. Abel. The lion was shot with an AK-47 and Abel's body was soon discovered shortly afterwards. In 2009, 37-year-old Kellyanne Waltz was mauled to death by a 350-pound pet black bear. Waltz was cleaning the interior of the bear's enclosure when it attacked. Her children witnessed the incident and summoned their neighbour Scott Costoni for help, who shot the bear while it was still on top of Waltz. Waltz's husband was licensed to keep the bear along with lions, tigers and other dangerous animals, but had let his permits lapse prior to the attack. In 2007, exotic pet owner Pam Weaver was crushed to death by her pet camel. Weaver's husband had bought the 330-pound present for his wife's 60th birthday. Camel expert Chris Hill told reports that the camel's behaviour was most likely sexual. He believed that the camel, who had previously exhibited strange behaviour by trying to mount the family's pet goat, was most likely trying to mate with Weaver and accidentally trampled her to death. In 2010, Corey Byrne became the first person in the United States to be killed by a boa constrictor, despite his family warning him of the dangers of owning such a pet. Byrne, who had the snake around his neck at the time, was showing it to his roommate's girlfriend when it strangled him to death. In 2013, 10-year-old Aidan Pankey was rushed to hospital after complaining of severe stomach pains. He died hours later from a bacterial infection commonly known as rat bite fever. Aidan's grandmother had recently given him a rat that he named Alex to provide companionship for a pet rat he'd already owned. The rat was purchased from pet store Petco and was in the possession of the boy for about 2 weeks before he became ill and passed away. In 2004, an unidentified woman died after being bitten by her pet pit viper. The 44-year-old woman drove herself to hospital after she received the bite, but died sometime after being administered. Police broke down her front door and, along with Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden specialists, began searching the house. Inside, they found at least 9 poisonous snakes still contained in their enclosures, along with several large lizards and 2 alligators free roaming around the house. In 2009, Sandra Herold's pet chimpanzee Travis mauled her friend Carla Nash, leaving her with horrific wounds. Travis went berserk after stealing Herold's keys and escaping the house, when Herold called her friend Nash to come over and help catch the chimp. Travis attacked Nash after seeing her hold one of his favourite toys, tearing off her nose, lips and both hands. Herold called the authorities, who initially thought it was a joke, until they heard her screaming, "He's eating her."
What's the problem?
Send the police! Send the police!
What's the problem there?
The chimp killed my friend!
Is the monkey still by your friend, or can you get close to your friend?
He's eating her. Please, God, oh please.
Okay, I need you to calm down for me. I know it's hard, okay? I know it's hard.
The police arrived on the scene and shot Travis several times. He retreated to the house and was found dead a short time later. A toxicology report confirmed Herold's statement that she had given the chimp Xanax-laced tea prior to the attack. Xanax, which is commonly given to humans for anxiety and panic disorders, has occasionally been known to cause paradoxical symptoms of hallucinations, rage, and mania. Doctors were able to save Nash's life and managed to reattach her jaw, so while she didn't technically die, she was left permanently blind from the ordeal. This wasn't the first incident involving the chimp either. In 2003, Travis escaped from Harold's car and chased a man who threw something through the open window that hit the chimp. When police arrived, they managed to coax Travis back into the car after he chased and threatened several officers. In 2004, Mark Vogel was found dead in his apartment after neighbours alerted authorities of a bad smell coming from his apartment. The scene they discovered was described by authorities as a horror movie. Vogel's corpse was found draped over the sofa and covered in spiders' webs. He had spiders coming out of his nose and mouth, while his body had large chunks of flesh ripped off by lizards he also kept. The chunks of flesh were found in the webs of several tarantulas and bird-eating spiders nesting throughout the house. It was thought that Vogel's pet black widow spider Bettina had bitten and killed him after the heating systems on the spider's enclosures had malfunctioned, opening the lids and setting the creepy critters free to roam the apartment. In 2009, 2-year-old Cheyenne was found dead in her cot after her mother's pet albino Burmese python had escaped its tank and strangled her to death. Cheyenne was discovered in her cot with the snake tightly wrapped around her with its fangs embedded in her forehead. The 8-foot 6-inch snake had escaped its enclosure at least 5 times in the 4 weeks prior to the incident. Investigators said that the python had not been fed for over a month and was severely underweight. The snake's owner, Jaren Hare, and her partner Charles Darnell were sentenced to 12 years in prison after they were convicted of third-degree murder, manslaughter, and child neglect.
Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying our content, remember to hit that thumbs up button in appreciation. It really helps us out. Now, after this video goes live, I'll be sitting in the comment section below for 1 hour answering all your questions. Now, I have a question for you lot. What would you rather? Would you rather have a snake twist around and strangle you to death, sinking its fangs in your forehead? Or would you rather a family of spiders nesting in the skull and nose and ears of the corpse that you've left behind? Let us know in the comment section below and we'll chat about it. See ya!